And right now at 10 o'clock, get ready for bitter cold temperatures across central Indiana. Also, snow on the way as we turn into the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown is here now with the forecast here, Ashley.
All right, so incredibly cold right now and cold temperatures staying with us. I've heard quite a few snowfall totals for Friday. People calling me asking questions. Friday's event is still not in full view just yet. I think we'll have a better view of it tomorrow, but it looks to be a minor snow event, nothing like what we had over the weekend. All right, so right now, many locations still snow covered as we look live right now at Madison Avenue here. Most of us dealing with conditions that have improved quite a bit on the roadways, but the temperature trend going down, which means that we're going to have a conversation here about isolated slick spots tonight and some slick spots on the roadways as you travel in tomorrow morning. We're at 23 degrees right now for Indianapolis. You're at 20 for Kokomo, 25 as we look to Columbus. These numbers, as we look at them here, they are cold, right? But then you start talking about what it feels like, and those numbers are much colder. Winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. You factor in the wind chill here, and those numbers feel like 13 for Indy, already feeling like the single digits for Kokomo there, and it feels like 21 as we look to Columbus. So cold air in place for us right now, remaining pretty chilly overall as we look at the overnight low temperature tonight. I'm forecasting about 9 to 10 overnight. It will feel like it's about 3 or 4. Average low is set at 22, and of course, because we're so snow covered, we're going to remain incredibly cold to start your day tomorrow and throughout the day. We'll talk more about your Wednesday forecast coming up.
Okay, Ashley, thank you. Well, winter weather is affecting more than just driving conditions. It's causing safety concerns with thin ice around central Indiana. News 8's Danielle Zukoski explains the dangers.
This week's winter storm brought snowy and chilly conditions, but authorities want you to know it's simply not cold enough to safely venture out onto ice like this in central Indiana. Bargersville Fire Department Deputy Chief Michael Pruitt says central Indiana does not regularly see the temperatures northern states get to make thick ice.
They go under long periods of cold up there where they get that 20-inch freeze on ice. Ours thaws and freezes so often throughout the winter months, it just never gets that chance to be stable and thick. And it can range and it can change from being very thin at the shorelines to maybe a little thicker, and then it goes right back to thin again. You just never know what you're going to get here in Indiana.
Pruitt says this is a constant issue for his department between December and February.
We have children and adults and animals that like to venture out on these ponds. And what can happen is this ice is not formed up well and is not thick, and individuals can fall through.
If you see anyone on the ice, it is important to encourage them to get off immediately. If they fall through, resist the urge to go in after them. Pruitt says you will become the second victim.
They end up becoming a victim also. We do not want you going out there, and we know that's hard.
If you see someone go through the ice, Pruitt recommends calling 911 first and then throwing them something that could help them float. A basketball could work. Authorities say it is best to be proactive and remind your children and all family members it's important to never venture out onto the ice. I'm Danielle Zukoski for Wish TV, wishtv.com. And follow us on Facebook for updates.
All right, Danielle, thank you. Let's go now to News 8's Rena Revel, who shows us how the snow is still an issue for many neighborhoods.
Well, I have spoken with people who have lived in Indianapolis for years. They say that this past snowstorm is the heaviest they've seen in decades. Behind me, you can see a street that is completely snow-packed, making it quite difficult for people to get to work, and some are still shoveling this evening.
I mean, we haven't had a winter like this in, I'm sure, 3 or 4 years. I mean, we've had snow, but it hasn't been significant like this.
Michael Wilkerson has found himself shoveling his driveway several times just since Sunday, a task he described as unlike anything he has experienced in his 25 years of living in the area. He emphasized the urgent need for assistance in clearing neighborhood roads.
Emphasis is put on the roads downtown and the highways, which, I mean, I guess that's understood as well. But people in here got to get out and go to work, you know, so we should be high on the priority as well. There was a lot of people like myself. I shoveled like 3 driveways, and I loaned out my snowblower a couple times. So, I mean, it's just people wasn't prepared for it. You know, people just moved here. They wasn't expecting it, so it was frustration.
Another resident confined to his home by a winter illness echoed Wilkerson as he worked to clear and salt his driveway, a job he says took him more than 2 hours on Tuesday afternoon.
I just did my front door, with my blower, and today I just had to take off the ice in my driveway. So yes, it's been a lot. Well, I might stay more home trying to clean up, but hopefully it's not going to be too much because I've been suffering now,
Despite the challenges, Wilkerson and his neighbor joined forces, shoveling snow to clear paths and connect driveways, helping the community begin its return to normalcy.
Actually, stay home. If you ain't got to get out, stay home. I mean, I've been here for 2 days straight. If you ain't got to go anywhere, stay home and let them people do their job. I mean, they're going to get it done, but, just stay out of the way.
Now, if you would like to keep up to date with the city's snowplow tracker, go ahead and grab your phone and scan that QR code you see on your screen. It'll take you to the weather stories section on wishtv.com. Just look for this story where you'll find a link to find those cleared roadways. In Indianapolis, I'm Rena Revel for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Well, the Indianapolis Department of Public Works, meanwhile, says it's ahead of schedule when it comes to plowing and that the agency is now shifting its focus from primary streets to connector streets. Take a look at this map on your screen right now. It shows Indianapolis roads. No map. Just take a look at the fine video that we have here. All the roads in red are primary roads, while blue are connector streets. It's not clear when DPW will finish clearing all connector roads, but when they do, the focus will shift to residential streets.
Our intent is to be able to pivot to residentials as soon as possible. We are looking at another possible weather event this weekend. It is extremely too soon to tell. So as we get closer and closer to the weekend, we will make a call on whether or not to proceed and which direction to proceed, because we might have to begin this entire plowing experience all over again.
You can see that map on wishtv.com, by the way. Leaders say crews will continue to work 12-hour shifts. Well, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett says he's proud of the city's response to the storm. He says all major roads were drivable all day yesterday, even when the snow kept falling.
It might have been a little bit slippery, but all the major thoroughfares allowed people to go from place to place. Today, we are focused on connector roads. And as soon as major thoroughfares and connector roads are cleared, then we will start on residential clearing. And this is going to take us an entire week.
The mayor said if we get more snow on Friday, he believes the city will be in good shape. Well, travel across the state is getting better. Nearly every travel warning has been lifted with the exception of Pike and Jefferson counties. Many travel watches, a total of 26 counties in orange, still remain, though. We also have 27 counties under a travel advisory, including Marion County.